So I just got done reading the new leaks for JJK chapter 237 and it's absolutely insane. Like, I can't believe that this stuff happened in this chapter. Of course, huge shout out to Miyamara on Twitter. That's where I get all my leaks from. And without further ado, let's get right into the chapter review. So starting with the chapter, Kashimo is entering the battlefield, and then out of nowhere, a big lump of ice comes to the battlefield, and it's no other than Urumi on top of it. And then it's like God answered my prayers, and then Hikari comes out of nowhere and tells Urume that he made a promise and can't let her live, then activates his domain expansion. I think in some sort of defense, Urume activates her ice formation against Hikari's domain. And even though Hikari caught her in the domain, the ice still starts to fall to Sukuna, which in the ice is a gift from Yoruzu, which we finally get to see that after, I forgot how many chapters, we finally get to see the gift. And the gift we get to see from the Yoruzu is the cursed weapon he constructed in exchange for her death through a binding vow, and it's a cursed tool named Hamatoke. And this is the same cursed tool that is shown in Sukuna when he's in his forearm stage back in the Heian period. Anyway, moving on with the chapter, Sukuna launches an electric attack on Kashimo with his cursed weapon. It says good old times, which proves that this was the weapon he did use back in the Heian period. But being the guy that he is, Kashimo doesn't get affected by the attack at all due to his cursed energy being resistant to electricity. Kashimo asks Sukuna, did you become the strongest or were you born the strongest? Which directly relates to when Geto asked Gojo, are you the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo, or are you Gojo Satoru because you're the strongest? Anyway, Sukuna replies to Kashimo's question saying he doesn't know because he was an unwanted child. And Kashimo goes on to ask Sukuna, how did he interact with others without knowing weaknesses? Or how did he not show any affection or mercy? Because Kashimo says he couldn't do so, he saw other humans as a piece of dirt. Sukuna just ignores the question and calls Kashimo as extravagant and says even Gojo was the same. Sukuna taps his head with the weapon and calls upon Kashimo to fight him. And finally, the fight between Kashimo and Sukuna begins. Kashimo instantly tries to land a hit on Sukuna with its staff, and Sukuna blocks it with his new weapon. Kashimo moves back and activates his curse technique, Genju Kosaku, translates something like Phantom Beast Amber, which sounds very cool. And I'm so excited we finally get to see his curse technique. Right after he activates his curse technique, he goes in for a punch and lands a punch on Sukuna's face. Then he backs up again and loads up a breath type attack and blasts it at Sukuna like a damn Pokemon. The narrator goes on to explain that Kashimo's curse technique remixes his body to be able to blast any kind of attack which Kashimo can make from his cursed energy, which is a very cool concept. But after this, Kashimo managed to land another punch on Sukuna. But Kashimo's curse technique surpasses the human body to make these happen. Thus, once his curse technique ends, his body will break. The narrator then switches over to Sukuna and explains that Sukuna has a method of reviving his original body back from the Heian period without using any reverse curse technique. And then with the final panel, we see that OG Sukuna is back to his original form. As the narrator says, the transformation of reincarnation has been restarted. Wow, this chapter was absolutely insane. We got to see Sukuna's true form, Kashimo's curse technique, the gift from Yoruzu. We even get to see Hikari come back use domain expansion. This chapter was literally the best chapter, I think, in this arc, and I think Gege has definitely made it for last chapter. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what your thoughts on the chapter down below, because I think this chapter was a 9 out of 10. I would give it. I think it could have been a little better, but I think it's a 9 out of 10. All right, and that's all for this week, and I'll see you guys next week.